Hello everyone. Welcome to my second channel. Um so in today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and be analyzing my one-shot comic called Evolution. And so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and break it down, break each page down, dissect content that I had, maybe stuff that you might not know, behind the scenes kinds of shit. I have notes here. I'm just gonna pull them up about each individual page. Um, yeah, like my thoughts, reviews, etc. So, first page. Okay, and I have the thing on in front of me so I can reference what I'm looking at. So that's good. So yeah, first page of the one shot. This first panel you see is a pretty boring ass scene. Uh, establishment shot. uh, I mean, I don't know. The trees look kind of weird, but hopefully you can understand that they're trees. Kind of look like bushes, cause like that's like the same way I do bushes in my other paddles and shit. So here in my notes, I have I was supposed to actually draw a nest in the mountain up there, like a nest with like a bird, probably either flying away or something, like a huge bird. But it'd also be like a huge nest, huge nest. And I don't know. I guess it would have gained intrigue or something. It would have been like, wait a minute, what the hell? What's that nest doing up there on top of that mountain? Like, is that nest that like as huge as that? So I don't know. I guess just like maybe it could have piqued readers or something, interest them or something like that. Like, oh, what's this? Uh, so yeah. Oh, and it just says deep within the forest. Nothing too special on that box. So then yeah, the second panel. I mean, it seems obvious right here. Like there's like a little spider there, but if you didn't see it, yeah. But you'd have to be blind not to see it. So I just used grayscale right there on both of the trees just to, I guess, emphasize the boar right there in the middle. There's little footsteps. So yeah, that's the first time I used grayscale from what's it called? The software I use. It's called like Paint Tool Sci. So that's what I use for the screen tone stuff. So and then there's nothing really for the next two panels. So let's just keep going to the next one. So the panel where it says now hold still. This is gonna go by very quickly. I mean, it's obvious. You can see there's another spider right there. It's like, there's two spiders back to back. First page and second page. What can that mean? And yeah, that's gonna be important for like later and shit. And the topic of this slice panel, I really wanted there to be like blood, like white blood dripping down or something, or like splattered on it. But I just wasn't able to do it, just due to like time constraints and the deadline. Because all I did was I drew it and then I inked it, and then my plan was to go back and do like the, like speed lines, focus lines, all that stuff, and then I was gonna do the splatter here with just like white ink. But I wasn't able to get that done on time. So that said, yeah, let's go on to the next page, which is actually my favorite page. Yeah, this is my favorite page here, only because it's actually the page where we actually get introduced to my character, Rust. I've always had this guy in I'd always had this guy in my mind for about 5 years now. So like being able to actually like draw his introduction in a story in a one shot is very satisfying. Plus I like the way I drew the jar on the top right panel up there with all the liquid, and then you can see the shapes of the fingers on the other side of the jar. I like how I drew them all wobbly, so I like that part. And I just like the way I drew the two panels on the side of the introduction page of Rust. I just like him going flipping around, trying to look for something. Well, I mean, it says right there he's trying to look for a sword. So yeah, I also enjoyed trying to draw that hand in that way on the bottom panel. It was kind of challenging, but it was kind of it was also very rewarding to doing that. So that's that. My favorite page here in the manga. So page 4. I mean, when you see it, I mean, you might not have seen it or anything, but there's this spider here, spider leg, next to the bush over here. Like if you read the one shot beforehand, you would notice that the spider emerges from this bush. So, I mean, I kept it I say kind of hidden. It looks kind of hidden, but if you noticed it, it would have been like a major, like, oh, what's that? Major red flag right there to anybody who's reading that part. So, yeah. Page 5, Doom. We actually finally get to see the spider. And you might be asking yourself, like, oh, why is that, why does he what's that thing right there behind him? Or like on top of his abdomen or whatever. His belly, his stomach. I don't know what this part's called. Like, I really don't take into account too much on the anatomy of spiders or arachnids or, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah, we get the reveal. It's pretty big. Thinking now, I think I should have just made the lines thicker on the spider too, because I did the lines for the sword thick, and I also put it into a screen tone, just to emphasize that, hey, that's not the main focus. It's actually the spider that we're supposed to be focusing on. So that's that. So yeah, page 6. Oh wait, actually, I don't even know if I even said it, but you get to understand what the thing behind that is of the spider later on. It just makes it for a different, unique looking spider too. Because like in this world, everything's kind of evolved in a way. That's the idea of evolution, or at least like the title of this one shot. But it kind of also has like a double, triple entendre in a way. I don't know, but that's like for another day. So let's keep going to page 6. So page 6, that first panel that you see up there, I really enjoyed drawing that, only because of the ads. Those ads, I don't know, that one ad that, like Luke said, has those little 3 lines. It's like, whoa, what's going on there? Kind of just gives a little bit of character to them and to the, I guess, environment. Plus, I actually enjoyed the way I drew the rock and the shoe. I just referenced my own shoe for that. So that's that. I also enjoyed the panel right next to it because I don't know. I guess it gives a sense of space between the bush, the spider, and then my character Rust in this feel of plain or whatever. So yeah, sense of space right there. And then anything else is kind of whatever. The eyes are really weird, I guess. Yeah. So page 7. There's really nothing else to say about this. So let's just go on to page 7. So here on page 7, you can see that there's one screen tone that looks way different from the others. That's because I actually used a real life application of screen tone here, because I really wanted to use it. And this was like in the very beginning stages, so I think this is one of the first pages that was inked. Or at least that panel was inked first. And then I used the screen tone. Although I kind of hate the way that the bubble box is, or well, I mean the bubble is like overshadowing the sword back there. It's like right in front of it. It's like, oh, the sword's like completely missing. So I think I should have just like made the sword a little smaller and up top of there. And then for the panel with the spider here, I was really having a hard time trying to do transitional lines out of the scene. And then also doing transition lines into the scene for the clouds. I really couldn't figure out how to do that. So I just left it as is. But this little panel shot of the birds is pretty boring too. Like my backgrounds and my establishing shots are like very flat. So like that's something I need to work on. I mean, I hope that kind of looks like birds flapping their wings and stuff, because I use a reference for those. There's a picture somewhere that actually has like these same kinds of like silhouettes. So I just like copied them in a way. Well, I mean, I just drew them and I just used my own little thing, you know. So page 8. It looks like, well, you see the text box right there. It says village near the forest. But then you look closer, you're like, what the? There's just a gate. Where's the village? So yeah, I didn't even do a village in the box right there in the middle. It's just blank. You can see a barrel. And that's it. Anything else is just tree, bush, grass, and weird dirt road with a side thing right there. I actually have no idea what that is. On the yeah, I actually have no idea what the hell that is. It was like supposed to be a chair or something, or like something. I don't know. There's that supposed to be like fence wiring up top. I guess because like I just did the inking fast right there, because I hate backgrounds, but that's something I need to work on. Because I kind of enjoyed doing the panel, the next panel, Village Tavern. Right there, that panel with the text box. I really enjoyed drawing that. I think I could have used a little bit more texture on the roofing thing there. But I guess it could just be left as flat as possible. So page 8. I have here in my notes. Fred. LMAO. I don't know, I just couldn't think of anything for this guy's. He has a weird nose. I think that's the only thing that I guess I could have distinguished him from other people, I guess, in a way, but I don't know. I just couldn't think of anything. My character seems to have like a problem with having the same faces. I mean, I guess you'll see when we get to a different page with other people. Like, I try my best to try to make like boring ass other characters. I don't know. But like they just seem super super generic, even for characters that are just supposed to be background stand-ins and whatnot. And then you see my guy Russ walking inside a tavern. Oh, and you probably noticed by now that at some points I started holding back on sound effects, because there should have been like a ring or something coming from that bell. Well, like I guess I omitted it because I just didn't have no time. This was supposed to be for the Tezuka Manga Awards, if I haven't said it already. But yeah. Page 10. Oh no, wait, this is page 9. Whoops. So page 9. I guess we get introduced to another named character. I just went ahead and called her Samantha, because I really like the name. Actually really enjoyed drawing her in this page, because well, you can see that she's actually doing something with her hands instead of being like static and shit. Like there's like dishes and stuff that she was cleaning up for Fred in the previous page. But I also like the way I drew like the boots and her little dress thing. So that's that. And there's nothing else really on this page, so let's go to page 11. Or page 10, god damn it. Page 10. Did you get decent pay for the things you gave to Mr. Spinster? Okay, so I guess I put a little bit more up on my notes here. So, yeah, I put here, this was supposed to be for the Tezuka Manga Awards contesting. So, I didn't have enough time to include anything or include everything from the initial phase of the story because I was supposed to have a scene with Rust and this guy, Mr. Spinster. Uh, like Rust was supposed to be collecting the money from him, and we were actually supposed to see that guy, that character. He was also going to be named in his own little text box, so could have that could have led somewhere to the point where you get like a better connection. Rust gets a better connection with the villagers in this town because he's, foreign from this part of the place. So that could have been that more interaction with him, and I guess more banter when he's collecting money and stuff. That would have been a little bit more better if I had included that. We were also supposed to get Russ to buy stuff from other merchants and other local villagers there that are selling to passerbyers and other wanderers of the whole world and stuff. Oh yeah, we were also introduced to currency in this page. I just went ahead and called it coin. Not even really original because you can already hear the word coin mentioned in like almost any fantasy story and stuff. I mean, I guess the only difference is that I just changed the C to a K, like kind of like Mortal Kombat, how it changed its C to a K in the word combat, and kind of curious if Mortal Kombat has like a system of like a currency system that also uses coin, like the word coin but with K in it. Kind of feel like I might be ripping them off or something, but I have to figure that out just to make sure. Hopefully, I'm not. I don't want to get in trouble or anything. Okay, so let's go on to page 11. So, page 11, I have a map. Map on this page, on the first panel, which I really enjoy drawing. Well, like, the lines were kind of a little tedious because sometimes they would curve. Because for some reason I have this ruler that has that's made for doing straight lines and stuff. But the thing is, I think it warped in a way that it doesn't make as straight as lines if like you're not careful with the way you place it on the paper. So like sometimes it would warp in the drawing process. So I'd have to like use the other ruler that I have and fix it with those, or with that one, I mean. Oh, and the map is pretty much inspired by One Piece's like old maps and stuff for like character locations and see where everyone's at in terms of the story arc and stuff. Like Punk Hazard, that one arc from One Piece is it has a whole bunch of those like little maps stuff because like in all honesty that arc was like all over the place in terms of characters and locations, set pieces and stuff, so you really needed a whole bunch of maps to figure out where everyone was at in their own respective locations and stuff. So that was fun though. That was really fun to do. Oh yeah, there's also a whole bunch of dialogue there, exposition that Samantha gives out. So I really wanted to draw something behind it so that it doesn't become so stale and boring just to keep reading all this. At least there's something for you to like look at and get information that way. As alongside of reading all that stuff. Oh, and I also really enjoyed drawing the panel with Russ spitting his thing out. What was it? Milk? Yeah, spitting his milk out to the freaking counter. I thought that was pretty hilarious for me. Can I get thirds, please? I really like milk, so I put Rust to really like milk as well. And then page 12, nothing really happens here. I mean, it's just like story, more story stuff and dialogue. And then ding ding, we get something here. So let's just go on to page 13 because in my notes I only have ding ding as just the only note I have for page 12. So page 13, we finally get to see someone new now. After 4 pages of just Rust and Samantha together. Oh yeah, we get to see his bloody hand, his muddy feet, and all that stuff. All his scratches, his axe, his bloodied axe. Before we actually get to see the villain. Like, we don't even see his complete face in the final panel of this page. It's like his eyes is also obstructed by his long piece of hair strand. Oh yeah, the axe is very poorly drawn. I mean, those 2-3 panels there showing his feet, his hands, and his axe is supposed to, like, I guess, show like he's either killed someone prior to coming into the tavern, or, you know, that's just who he is as a character. He's always just bloody and beat up and then scarred from killing. You can also see Sam starts to get a little agitated, scared because of the sweat marks. So, yeah, that little detail I hope helps a lot in the story when you read it or when you're reading it yourself. Okay, now page 14. Whole bunch of blankness. There's nothing. Like nothing. Completely nothing. Just the character. You just see the character. He's like, whoa. Okay, he's got long hair. Long hair strands. I mean, it could have probably been obvious from the way I drew him in the last page. Final panel. But yeah, we get to see him. And I actually noticed later on that I actually forgot to draw a text box for him. So we don't even know his name, I don't think. Yeah, we don't even get to learn his name. So that's kind of sad. A new character with no name. Oh yeah, also the page where he's glugging down that freaking whatever I gave liquor. Yeah, there you go. That was the liquor that he ordered. You could kind of see a faint, like a GLU right below the bottle, because that's where one of the glugs were when I drew it out. Just to show, just to figure out where the placement of the glugs were gonna go. But as you can see, the 3 glugs are above the bottle, and I wasn't able to catch that error right there with the mark of glug below him. I wasn't able to erase it on time, I guess. So yeah, that stayed right there. That stayed right there for the freaking one shot, which is very sad. So page 15, we get to see his little wanted poster. Nothing new. You can kind of see wanted posters like in every other fantasy story and stuff, especially One Piece. I mean, I enjoy One Piece. That's an inspiration. So like, there's that. There was also supposed to be focus lines that were focusing onto the paper and showing out like, yo, whoa. And there was also supposed to be a sound effect like a slab, just to show the ferocity of how he slams his papers down onto the counter. And we also get to learn that there's such a thing as rogue hunters in this world of evolution. So that's that. Oh yeah, I also enjoyed the idea of a black silhouetted axe with white blood coming off of it. I really enjoyed that idea. Although I'm pretty sure other manga has that as well. I mean, I just can't remember off the top of my head like what manga would do that or anything, but it seems like a very common thing that you could see with silhouettes and stuff. So I enjoyed doing that. Oh, and the transition with his hair. His black hair disappears and just goes into the screen tone. Like blends in and fades. Because when you read it from right to left, you see his face and boom, you start seeing everything else. And then on the next page, page 16, you start to transition back with Samantha on the left side. That's pretty cool. Also, I also like the way I drew these guys, their mouths, their scratches, the slices, the blood, their tears. And then I don't know if you can tell, but there's fire behind it. or behind them, but like I didn't make darker screen tone for them just so they could stand out. So it kind of looks weird, but I still enjoyed this drawing this panel right there. Oh, I also enjoyed in this page the panel with the flower plant. Like I came up with that kind of concept, that idea, because cause this world, emphasis on the word evolution. Stuff has evolved to a point where plants and stuff like this, they look funky, they look weird, but like they could give benefits to the human race and to the society and stuff for the characters in the world, but be they could also be dangerous at the same time. And this plant right here, I could go ahead and fully say it's a very dangerous plant. So there's that. Oh yeah, the electric creature, like right next to that panel. I don't know. I know what it is, but I couldn't like. It was the first time actually drawing it. I know its name. I know what it's supposed to be intended for, but like I never really came up with a design for it. So I just came up with that, even though this ain't even the final product for it or anything like that. In case I do a actual full story for this concept of manga. So yeah, that's that. Page 16. Let's go to page 17. So page 17, Russ doesn't really care what this guy is saying, and all he's thinking about is the money because he's a broke man. He starts overhearing the conversation that Neron is having, and he's like, "Whoa, what the? Come on, man! I got like ripped off." But then he notices that there's like a change in like what's it called, tone shift in the air, so that in the final panel you can see that, hey yo, I gotta be paying attention now. So there's that. So page 18, we get to see Neron looking down at Samantha and her necklace and like, hey yo, I need the board, that morphing right there, because that costs a lot of money and I need money. Even though I don't think he even says why he needs the money in the first place in his little dialogue to Samantha. But yeah, he needs it. And I enjoy drawing the way the axe goes on the final panel of that page. It's like goes down very fast. So like those very fast lines really goes ahead and emphasizes like the speed that he has whenever he's like when he's like pulling down on the axe towards Samantha. Speed, aggression, boom. Really like that. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, page 19. Next page, we go ahead and get Rust crabbing down on the axe. Boom, crab. This holy sound effect there. Plus a blank ass freaking background. Like backgrounds are really hard. So yeah, that's one thing I need to really work on. Like if anything, Tight Kubo's is like a really great inspiration for backgrounds, The man knows how to draw his backgrounds. All white and blank. Okay, so then on the next panel, you can see that there's like more generic looking guys. Like they look super generic. Like they're not generic like regular manga generic. They just look super generic. It's like, damn. I really suck at drawing characters, huh? That aren't supposed to be just background characters. Like these guys look like trash and crap. But it's okay. Because the next page is actually my favorite page too of this whole one shot. It's a dual split between Neron and Rust. And boom. You kind of see like, oh yeah, there's like a difference between them. This guy wants to kill, and he wants to get what he wants, but Rust wants to go ahead and help out his friends and stuff. You can't see them get hurt. So I enjoy drawing this page. So page 21. I think page 21 is where like the art starts to kind of like drop in quality because I start to drop backgrounds altogether. Only because we're supposed to be outside and in the village. Like, I have no idea how to draw like buildings and stuff like that. So there's that. So the first panel of this page, page 21, is just so boring. I think it was rushed too, because like that thing looks so, cause everything looks like crap. It's not consistent at all. The next panel, however, I think I did take a while to draw because of the barrel. You can see that there's like little dotted lines to represent, hey yo, that's where the sword was. But I don't think I did a good job representing that. Because it kind of looks just like an actual regular sword, just faded and broken. Not like it's, you know what I mean. Frick. So yeah, page 21, boring as hell. A boring ass page. Page 22, there really isn't anything that I have to say about this page, according to my notes. So let's go to page 23. Okay, so page 23, you can see that Rust actually... Okay, from page 22 at the bottom, you can see he grabs something. So on page 23, it's revealed what he has on. And he has this, like, little rock thing. And what that rock thing is supposed to be is, like, this powder rock item. Like, that you see on the next couple panels. You see, boom, it's called a dark emission powder. It sprays the victim in darkness. So... yeah, it's kind of like a, wait a minute, this just came out of nowhere, did it? And it honestly really did came out of nowhere, because I didn't think too much of it. But like now, thinking back on the original idea of having Mr. Spinster and then collecting or buying off items from a merchant within the village, this could have helped out greatly if I did include those initial pages and stuff, because then you could have seen, oh, maybe Rust actually did buy this from the merchant, and it proved to be useful in the end for him. You know, it's set up at the beginning, and this is where the payoff is with this purchase. And yeah, I also did speed lines right there on the third panel of this page to show, boom, the rock is going far, far, and blasting this guy on the fourth panel. Dark emission powder. Although, in hindsight, it really is a ripoff of Harry Potter's Peruvian instant darkness powder. Oh, so... damn, that kind of sucks. But at least you can see where my inspiration comes from. You know? You always have to imitate in order to, you know, create your own sort of style. In a way. I don't know, I think that's where I've heard like a quote, something similar to that. Imitation is like the thing that one does in the beginning, and then they really start to get into their own style later on in their career or whatnot, whatever they're doing. Oh yeah, and I also noticed earlier when doing the notes, I didn't have anything written down for Samantha's bubble, so that sucks. Page 24. The only thing I have on for this page is just a screen tone. The screen tone in the background for both Rust and Neuron, just to highlight just them. Their, I guess just to have them stand out in the middle of it all. I mean, that's it. That's pretty much it. There's nothing really too special about page 24, so let's go on to page 25, where we get the same basic ass shot again from page 1, panel 1. Like I said before, I try to do transitional lines to fade into the scene again with the screen tone overlapping those two small little panels, but I just couldn't do it. Didn't have the good technique for it. So then on panel, well, the part where the swing starts, or the axe starts swinging, I mean, you can see I actually really enjoy drawing that because of the speed lines. It's going into one direction. It looks like it's coming at you in a way because of the way I drew the axe. So I really enjoyed that. The speed it goes. It's like an after image. There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, yeah. Page 25, what do I have on my notes? Yeah. So then you also see the eye using focus lines to focus onto Russ's eyeball right there. So that's that. just because the wooden sword got destroyed. So page 26. Okay, I have here on my notes, in the beginning, must have been weird to know that Rust has a wooden sword. What can one do with a wooden sword at all? It's only for trading, right? And it picks up a piece of the broken sword right there. So yeah, if you've read this, or you're gonna read it, you may have noticed, or if you're just watching this video for the first time and you're looking at this analysis, you may have noticed that he carries a wooden sword around. It's like, what for? And so the next page pretty much explains it all. So that we get a blank, a shot of Russ with his eyes covered with the whole text bubble right there. And then we hear Neron scream die, and you can see he's gonna swing his axe and thrust it upon Russ to kill him and slice him down. We get a black panel at the bottom there. And then we get a double page right here, which I think is pretty cool when I was drawing it. But even though it was like very blank and stale in the background, still very cool to attempt to draw a double page spread. So we actually go ahead and learn about Metal Relic and the power system in this one shot. Even though this is the first time we're actually seeing it in action, I really didn't want to make this story about powers and stuff, but like I did want to include it in a way. So along the climax, I really wanted to go ahead and show it off. So here it is, his ability to coat himself into metal. But the thing is, I don't think I really showed it too well on the double page spread, on the big first panel right there. But yeah, his arms is supposed to be shaped into like this metal coated arm thing. And he's able to go ahead, if you look on page 28 of this double page spread, that he's able to actually coat the wooden sword with his metal, so it can become an actual like real sword. So that's pretty cool. So he lunges forward and bam, page 29, he stabs Neron. Neron looks pretty ugly though on this panel up top. It's because I didn't draw the head shape right, so like it looks very weird. Like his head, his hair's very attached to his skull, and it's supposed to be a little bit out to give it more volume. But like I said, this was kind of getting a little too rushed because I had to meet the deadline, even though I didn't turn it in. But yeah, that's it. And then we get more explanation of how the Metal Relic has capabilities that it can use and stuff, or how it has many capabilities, but that it's only as powerful as the wielder itself. Because I really enjoy stories that, it has, if there's a power system, and like there's a character that has a certain power, like the character needs to improve himself and grow stronger in order to use that power to its full potential, instead of having a power system where the character like knows all the powers that he has, like it's already there at his disposal, and like he doesn't really need to try as hard as he needs to. So this is why I put that bubble there, because Russ's power of the Metal Relic is only as strong as he is. So there's that. And then you also start to see in the next panel more spiders popping up, because I think in page 26 you see there's a spider up there on top of one of the text bubbles. So like you can see, hey yo, they're getting closer to that territory again. And then still going on with page 29, you can see that Rust and Neron have switched sides since page 20, with the dividing thing of the whole face. I don't know, I guess I didn't really think of it this way, nor have I thought about it, but in a way it kind of shows that, hey yo, there's like a power switch. Like now Rust has the higher ground than Neron. So that's why the dividing thing is right there. And like the switch too, I mean. So there's that. Like I said, I did think of that, but I just thought of it while I was looking over this and doing my notes was like, huh, maybe I subconsciously did this for this reason or something like that. But let's keep going let's keep going with page 30. Oh yeah, here I noticed that I misspelled strange. So sad about that. I did not mean to do that. So that sucks. Okay, the line there in the second panel. I can't let you destroy that which I find precious to me. I like that saying right there. But the thing is, to me, as the author and as writing the story out for the one shot, it didn't really hit hard as I would have intended it to. Because, like I said before, the only people that Russ ever interacts with in the story is Samantha. So, like, he doesn't have any. Samantha and Mr. Spinster, but that's off screen. And he just says it in his dialogue and his conversation with Samantha. So he just meets two people, one on screen and one off screen. And there's not really much to it when he says this line right there. So having that, the initial seeds that I had in mind with Mr. Spinster and with a merchant and maybe someone else in the village, it could have helped a lot. So that this line right here could actually hold more meaning to it. But in the end, to me, I didn't think too much of it, and it kind of felt a little flat. So there's that. Oh, and I like the panel with him, Neron getting his face plastered in. It's like caved in all the way. I really like that because I hate that guy. And I think I drew a tooth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a tooth right there flying out or something. Next to Russ Sad, where he's caving in his face. So I really enjoyed that. So page 31. Okay, so that big shot of the spiders coming out of the forest. Okay, right now, just doing this video, I just noticed that my screen tone, is actually going over one of the spiders' bellies. So that's pretty bad. Yeah, this panel is very flat. It's very boring and inspiring. Like I said, this whole starting from page 21, it started kind of going downhill from here. So it's very, very boring. But I really enjoyed drawing the sequence where we get the two little panels, top to bottom, with the spider's venom flushing down and going inside Neron's system. I really enjoyed drawing that because I wanted to put the sound effect flush right there. So I actually, if you see, the whole sound effect stopped at some point, but like I went back and I really wanted to put that flush right there because just to show off that, hey yo, all the venom's going down and it's getting injected inside Neron's organ systems and all whatnot, and his blood streams and shit. So then we go to page 32. Oh yeah, and where is it at? Okay, right here on the panel, on the panel where Russ starts talking, around the third, fourth panel, he says right here, you said you wanted the more things, so here you go. I messed that here up. That is not supposed to be there. That is the here for to listen, and it was supposed to be the here for here, which is spelled HERE. So that sucks. Always double check your stuff. I think that should be noted. And I should emphasize that a lot if you're trying to draw your own manga, your own one shot and stuff. But this was very much it was a very good lesson for me to learn after finishing this. So yeah. So nothing really to it. Page 32. I mean, you get the whole. You can see that I drew Russ's mouth starting to wobble in his pages, in his panels, because he's really, really scared at this point. He's starting to sweat too because of the spiders that he's encountering, because he really, really hates them. He's very scared of them. So to page 33, we get the reveal of this king spider that inhabits the spider territory within the forest, or near within the forest. The shot with the king spider also didn't come out the way I really intended it to, sadly, but it's there. It's concept. I did it. I drew it, and I inked it. So yeah, that's that. Oh, and the characters that he uses for his speech, the king spider, I mean, like I don't know, I just started scratching and doodling away and lighting it this way, lighting that way, and curving and blah 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 blah. It's just so weird. It's not even supposed to be intended to be read or anything. Like there's no hidden meaning or anything behind it. I don't know. You could probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could probably say something like, "Crap, you're dumb," and then the other part at the end is like an exclamation mark or something. I don't know. Oh, but I really like that the king spider has like a missing eye. Like I think that's pretty cool for a design, cause maybe you could. Oh, I put here in my notes. Maybe some hunter tried to take it down at some point, but could only get a good few hits before taking out its eye. So maybe there was someone else that was trying to hunt these guys down or something, not knowing anything about their relationship to the village or anything like that. So yeah, maybe that's a story in and of itself, but that's for like another time maybe. So for page 34, I don't think I put anything. Yeah, I didn't put anything for my notes for page 34. Everything's straightforward. Shaky legs, shaky arms. It's very scared. I feel like I might have I should have made I should have put more expression on his face for his his frightening scaredness and shit. But I didn't. Okay, page 35. We get Sam shows up to help Rust. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Because I guess in one of the pages, page 24, she talks to this guy, and he pretty much tells him like, "Yo, that guy Rust ran to the forest, with the other guy chasing after him and stuff." So I guess she like figured out, hell, he must be in the forest then. I don't know. So she chased after him. And you can also see the king spider fading away into the fog on the last panel. It's like, whoa, it's kind of dark and mysterious. Then we also transition to a screen tone and then to black to end this part of the scene here. So then we go to page 36, and then we get a text box that says "Next day outside the village entrance," and then we also get a reveal of what the village is actually called. It's called Arachne Village. It's kind of shortened. I mean, if you don't know what that word is, or like, if you read this word and didn't know using context clues and such what this is from or what it really means, I don't blame you. But if you did, then I applaud you, because it's a shortened word for the arachnid. Like, I don't know, I just made it up. Arachnid, which arachnid means I guess a creature that has eight limbs or so like that. There's probably like there is definitely a definition for it, for arachnid, that I'm not gonna go ahead and search because I'm too lazy. Oh, but yeah, Arachne village for the spiders. So we also get Rust giving Samantha a new necklace because the other guy went ahead and stole hers. Right? Wait, I'm actually kind of curious. Wait. Yeah, he got hers. When he grabbed her on page 21. Yeah, he definitely grabbed her necklace. And so, yeah, Russ went ahead and bought her, or went out to hunt for a new boar fang, and had it done and created to a new necklace for Samantha. So that's that. So page 37 goes ahead and ends off with both of them waving goodbye. And I think I should have added the text for the last. Russ came to be regarded as the best hunter of his generation. I should have made that text a little bit more bigger, because I can barely see that. Oh, and then the previous text box pretty much talks about the same thing that Nira talks about to Samantha about fame, power, money, and all this stuff, but with a better twist at the ending. So yeah, that's pretty much my analysis for my one-shot manga. Never made it to the Tezuka Manga Awards or anything like that, but I still went ahead and published it on Webtoon and Medibang because I really enjoyed it, and hopefully I can do more in the future. A new story, hopefully like a gunslinger type story, something like that. And then hopefully, because this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna say it, but hopefully another version of this one shot evolution version 2.0, and that version should heavily emphasize or like actually show what it means to be a hunter and stuff. So I think that would be even more. It's gonna be way more better because I already have like the story already down in my head, and I've already been writing it down. So yeah, that's that. So yeah.